Hey folks, just going to answer a question here. Just let me get set up. This is for Dominic, who asked on the Mega Maker Slack how folks are editing their episodes. So I'm just going to reply to him. All right. And I have okay, so there's a few different ways you can do this. Let me actually just put the question up in the right-hand side so folks can see what I'm talking about. And let me turn up system audio just so that when I'm editing, you can hear that as well. So if you're doing your editing yourself, the fastest way I've found is to use ScreenFlow, which is screen recording software. You can see a big section up here for video, but I've found it's the fastest for audio. And I'm going to just drag and drop a few tracks on here. So let's see what I got here. Yeah, so John and I just recorded yesterday. So we've got 2 tracks right here that we can use. Usually I'll actually have the tracks as higher quality files, but for this demo, I'll just use these. So here's my track right here. And here's John's track right here. Now at this point, I might do my kind of basic audio, like improving the sound quality. And in ScreenFlow, that means just using smooth volume levels. Our editor, Chris, would do a lot better job at this, which is the next option is you can just hire somebody like Chris. He's great, lemonproductions.ca. But for most people, just smoothing their audio like this will have a dramatic effect and in terms of improving the sound quality. And then I might also, if you're in a really echoey room, I would also use this other feature, which is remove background noise. And that'll improve your sound quite a bit as well. Again, both of those are kind of blunt ways to improve audio quality, but for most folks, that will be enough. All right, so I could play this and you should be able to hear it.
Is it built in?
Yeah, there's something built in, but so at this point, I want to, find where the audio track starts, where we actually start the podcast. Okay, that's so a nice little run. And I think it was probably around here. And I'm Justin Jackson. I do podcast is brought. So this is where it starts. Here's why I like ScreenFlow is these ripple deletes. I should actually. Adam Wathan was just talking about. There's a utility that will show my keyboard shortcuts. Is that a thing? Adam Wathan. Shortcuts. Let's see what happens here. He just talked about this in video. How does he do that? Yeah, I should find that for a future tutorial. But basically in ScreenFlow, you can do these ripple deletes. So I'm hitting Command Delete. It deletes that section. And I can start playing.
This podcast is brought to you by
Usually at this
Profitwell.
point, I will speed it up. So I'm going to bring down the system volume a little bit. But
all the SaaS reporting you need for free. I'll show you problems and
so
opportunities
now
that
by
are
hitting
attention
L
and more.
twice,
Sign up at profitwell.com.
I've sped up the audio.
Welcome to Build Your SaaS. This is behind the scenes story of building a web app in 2019. I'm
And
John
this is
Brewer, software engineer.
And I'm Justin Jackson.
A quicker way to go through the audio, listen to it, as opposed to listening to it at 1x speed. I find 2x is perfect for editing things. Now, you'll also notice we've got, there might be some
Doing
ums
it?
in here.
Yeah.
But nice.
Okay.
Just like,
So if there's a spot like this
I
Yeah.
think it'll probably hurt a lot.
that I want to remove, again, in ScreenFlow, it's just a simple ripple delete. So I can mark in with I, and then mark out with using O, and then Command Delete, and that removes that section. So
Probably hurt a lot at the end. Like I said, I don't really know what to expect because I've never done it.
Is it triathlon the one where if you don't get a good enough time in a certain event, they just disqualify you?
I
Like if you don't swim fast enough?
I think there's cutoff times, yeah. Because they don't.
So we can edit this pretty fast. This this whole episode, and that's one really good option. So if you're finding that it's taking you a long time right now to edit your episodes, I would just buy ScreenFlow. I think it's $99, and GarageBand doesn't have this ripple delete feature, and it's going to speed everything up so much. Again, Chris Enns, our editor, probably wouldn't use this remove background noise, but it removes most of the room echo, and also actually any kind of breathing and things like that. It'll take almost all of that out, and what you'll be left with is
I mean, we get a lot of support requests, and some of them are.
just a crisp kind of audio track. So that's one suggestion. Another thing you could look at that I know some folks are using to make the editing process faster is a tool like Descript. And so what this allows you to do is that you drag your audio files in. You can see I've dragged those audio files in, and then I've combined them. And now I have a transcript, and I can play this.
I'm a little tired.
You're a little
But I'm
tired,
good.
though.
Well, it's the end of the week.
It's
late.
Friday. We always record on Friday. Maybe that's a mistake.
Later in the day on Friday, I've just been like, I've had a hard
So let's say that I wanted to edit this. I can actually edit this whole section if I want. I can delete all of that. It will delete the audio as well.
We always record on Friday. Maybe that's a mistake.
Later in the day on Friday, I've just been like, I've had a hard time waking up this week and like really focusing.
And so what's nice about this, if you're looking for a really fast way to edit your episodes, is you can visually go to those sections, remove your ums and ahs here, and then you can export the audio file at the end. So it'll automatically remove the audio, and then you can export that file. And I do know some folks that are using this. It's not perfect. You might have some cuts that don't sound great, but in terms of speed, you pull the files in here, you have it, it'll generate these transcriptions, and then you can just go through here and highlight the words you want to remove. Like if I wanted to remove just so, I can remove that, and now
Exact opposite.
Just love bringing myself right to that edge, though.
So, and you heard a little bit, there's a cut here that's not great.
And we did
but
the exact opposite.
just love bringing myself right to that. So if you're okay with cuts like that, this is a great option. I have if you use, let me see if I can find it here. If you use this code, I think it'll give you 100 free minutes. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this code here will give you 100 free minutes with Descript, and you can try it out and see if that might work for you. So hopefully that helps in terms of figuring out how to edit your shows quickly. If you're at the point where you can invest some money though, there's nothing faster in terms of handing it off to somebody else than hiring someone like Chris. That here, where is it? I can't find the audio exporter. And then we just drop our files in Dropbox for Chris. So John's track and my track. I can show you that actually. So if I go to Dropbox, we just have a folder, shared folder, and there's my audio, there's John's audio, there's an audio clip we want inserted, and Chris will take all of that and he will turn it into a finished episode. So once the finished episode is in this folder, I upload it to Transistor and publish it from there. So yeah, Chris is great. If you can hire him, that's the fastest way you'll ever edit. Otherwise, definitely check out Descript or check out ScreenFlow, and that should help in terms of making all that faster. All right, see you later.